Another weekend of racing has just flown by. We've been treated to another heap of action, both on and off the track. And now, get ready for another episode of The Plug. We've got a few little breaking news stories to start. Firstly, I can't believe it's taken so long, but it finally looks like there's some fresh looking 85cc's on the market to challenge KTM's dominance of this group. Firstly, with the brand new TM85, and if anything, this may be the sexiest little bike I've ever seen. And next, the newest challenger to the KTM comes from Kawasaki, and their brand new 85, which seems to be following in the footsteps of its brothers, the KX450 and the KX250. About time, if you ask me. For a long while now, there's been whispers of this radically new KX85, and just in the last few days, we've been treated to a more in-depth look at this machine. Below in the description, I'll put a link to the Kawasaki website, where you can find a more detailed look at this KX85. And in more Kawasaki news, it's sad to hear about the end of the official UK team, LPE Kawasaki. The team will continue to the end of the season, and they will then close their doors for good. A real shame. There's been some quality riders on that team that always put on a good show. It's never good to hear about the death of the motocross team, especially one that's played such a big role in the UK motocross scene for a good 5 years. I'd like to wish everyone at LPE good luck in the future. Red Bud! From the sands of Southwick, Massachusetts to the leaps of Red Bud, Michigan, the AMA Pro Motocross Championship continues to trailblaze across America. And on this Independence Day weekend, we all travel to Red Bud! I swear down, this is the one track in the entire world that I would do anything to ride. The place just looks amazing. Insanely fun to ride and race. And I wouldn't mind having a go at the lead, although I would probably kill myself. The track never fails to give us some of the best racing to watch of the entire season. And this year was no different. The battle we've all been waiting for finally came to be. Ryan Villopoto, Ryan Dungey and James Stewart were mere bike lengths apart for almost the entire second moto. Not that we actually got to see much of this battle. Freaking adverts and infomercials. The battle was just starting to heat up. James Stewart was catching up Dungey, Dungey was catching up Villopoto. It was going to be freaking awesome. Then BAM! Dungey wrecks, he gets pinned under his own bike. He's stuck for at least a minute under there. Finally gets going in third place. Overall, it was a real crappy weekend for Ryan Dungey. His second moto crash combined with a DNF in Moto 1. It's not good. The Dungey's going to have to let it all out from now on if he wants to win this title. Because I know we all want to see this title fight go down to the wire. Just like how Tomac and Kenny are starting to shape up an immense battle for their championship. Unlike in the GPs where it looks like there may not be any close title fights in 2013. Both Herlings and Caroli yet again stretched out their already sizable points leads this weekend in Latvia! Doesn't work quite so well, does it? Herlings cleaned up yet again for another 1-1 victory, whereas Caroli went 2-1 for the overall to stretch out his lead over his main rivals Clement Sow and Gautier Paulin. Although Big Ken de Dijker did put in a solid ride in Moto 1 to get the win. Let's face it, who doesn't want to see the Belgian giant throw a kick-ass knack-knack over the finish line? A few things I can say about Latvia. It was brutal, it was fast, and it was rough. And man, there is no shortage of big-ass, spectacular crashes. Alexander Tonkov, Alessandro Lupino, Christophe Charlier, BAM! 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 They all ate the dirt pretty hard this weekend. But I think the most spectacular of all the crashes came from the UK's own, Mel Pocock. His ejection through the handlebars was pretty badass. But I think the moment that made this crash the most spectacular of them all was when Pocock was just about to stand up when he turned his head to see the KTM of Glenn Coldenhoff coming straight for his face. That right there, that moment was the moment we literally saw the Ripper from the UK crap his pants. I don't blame the guy. I would have crapped my pants too. Luckily though, for jumping out of his own skin, Pocock was able to get out of the way of the speeding KTM. Can I just add, what a ride from Pocock. Up until his crash, he was on it, right up the front. Yet another Brit, right up there, stepping up their game this season. And it was good to see that all the guys that crashed were able to get up and walk away. And some of them even remounted and rejoined the race. I'll put a link to each of the crashes in the description down below. Silly season is just about to start revving up at the moment. Last week, Eli Tomac and Will Hahn announced that they have signed new deals with Geico Honda to race the 450s in 2014, in what will be a revitalised effort from the usually 250 focused powerhouse. And with the first major deals being signed and revealed to the world, the motocross scene is going to be rife with speculation, rumours and gossip. So let's join in! So this raises the questions: who's going where next year? Who's riding what next year? And who's not going anywhere next year? for both the GP riders and the AMA riders. It's getting to crunch time, and now is the time to show what you're worth. What are your predictions for this year's silly season? How about Jake Nichols to Factory Suzuki? Or maybe even Nichols to Husqvarna? It's a possibility. Or even maybe Hurlings to Husky. Have you heard anything? Who's going where? Who's riding what? Use the comment section below to let me know. And if you like the show, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And don't forget to check out dirtbikerider.com to keep up to date with all your latest motocross news. As always, I'm Toofast Max, this is The Plug, and if you like what you've seen and you want to see more, click right here to see more. Oh, and before I forget, you've got to check out this small film series we're producing at the minute, following the inspirational story of Craig Parks, the world's fastest one-armed motocross rider. This guy is crazy. Check out the first 2 films now and let me know what you think. Oh yeah, and keep your eyes open for the next film in the series, starring Craig's friend, the one-armed, one-legged motocross rider. Insanity!